Hi guys, what's going on? Good afternoon from Dhaka, Bangladesh. In this episode, don't want to do a review, but I want to do like a fragrance discussion. I actually did the video just a while back. Then it's heavy rain outside. So in Bangladesh, what happens is we have power outage. Like electricity goes away. If a heavy rain comes. So hopefully it will not interrupt. I'm trying to finish this video not very long. Okay, within 10 minutes. So the topic today is gonna be something like this. I don't know what I'm gonna put at topic, but I want to talk about fragrance DNAs that are too common, and is it a good thing or bad thing? There are a lot of discussions like, hey, this fragrance smells so like my dad, so I don't like that, or something like this fragrance smells like my ex, or this fragrance smells too popular, I smell it everywhere, right? So fragrance being too common, is it a bad thing or a good thing? Negatives and positives, just a discussion that I feel, like from my experience. Okay, so I'm going to show you some fragrance DNAs that are very popular, and not in particular any fragrance I want to talk about, but in general you'll get the idea. So first of all, a fragrance, let's say, start with an example is easy to understand. Let's say fragrance like Aqua Di Gio, right? Many people knows this is a top seller back in the days. This still sells a lot. This one I think perhaps sells more than the original, the flanker, Perfume, or the other ones, because this one is such a classic smell. When you smell it, it smells like marine, like it smells like oceanic, aquatic, spicy, floral, all these notes. Such a classy smell, and it's like light. It's like the oceanic vibe from this is really, really good. So the people who used it in the first batches, they got the vintage formulation. These are more 2015-16 formulations. So I need a new bottle, by the way, but that's such a classic bottle, iconic bottle. So this one, Cool Water, Secure One, they all basically are iconic summer fragrances. So nowadays, younger folks, like time changes, generations change. So the younger folks, they say, this smells like my dad. I would not like to, like, girls especially say, it smells like my father. Okay, and it does. Many people who used it back in the days, they're now grown up and have children. So it's very masculine father figure sort of responsible smell. It's just like a smell. Anywhere you smell it, you immediately recognize, like, yeah, this is something 90s vibe. Okay, so Aqua Di Gio, so nowadays some younger folks would say, this smells like my dad or my uncle or something, so they associate it's much more mature fragrance. So is that a bad thing? For me, no. Anybody can wear anything. You just don't put in your head fragrances like, some people tell you, hey, I get this eggy vibe from Aqua Bulgari Aqua Purom, or Dylan Blue, or Atlantic. There's no egg smell in there. That's like an oceanic accord, deep sea accord. Maybe it smells like seaweed. If you never had seaweed, then you do not know. But I think it to each his own. Okay, but Aqua Di Gio in general, when I smelled it for the first time, I absolutely loved it. I'm like, this is everything I wanted this fragrance to be. Okay, I never used it back in the days because it was so expensive, so expensive, and nowadays it's still pricey, but a little bit within the affordability. But I think this fragrance, I would not call this like just for fathers. Any man can wear it, they'll smell fantastic. Okay, that's my first one. Second fragrance I want to give you an example is like Dior Sauvage DNA, the most popular DNA nowadays, and I'll talk about Aventus next. So these are some DNAs. Okay, so now this fragrance, what's the issue with this fragrance? This fragrance is too common nowadays. When it came out in 2015, I'm showing the EDP. I also have the EDT. Let's talk about the EDT actually. No, not the EDP. Let's talk about the EDT. When this one came out first, this is the top seller from this line. They also have EDP, Perfume, very cool spray, and I think nowadays Elixir. So Elixir I haven't tried. I don't want to try for that price tag, no way. But the Sauvage EDT, I bought first bottle was 60 ml from Malaysia. It was so expensive that time. I did not like it at first. I'm like, this is too common, like compared to DHI, Eau Sauvage, some of the other ones, Fahrenheit. This is nothing, this is like the least favorite of mine back in the time. But when I came to Bangladesh, one thing really, two things got me really happy 2016, that this fragrance was brand new. Nobody had Sauvage in Bangladesh. Okay, I'm sorry, messages will come through. So nobody had this. So I had massive crowd reaction, like everywhere I went wearing this. Okay, people would just look, they'll just look, and they're like, wow, what is he wearing? Like this one, Ultra Male, CD I got noticed everywhere. It was projecting beautifully. Winter time, it's such a beast. It is the best performer and the best projector in my humble opinion. That pink pepper, sort of the Ambroxan blue vibe, that Calabrian bergamot, really nice combination. And it's like after few days of rotation, when you bring it back, it smells really good. And Dior Sauvage is a crowd favorite. This one, YSL, YDP, a lot of blue fragrances nowadays. So what's the issue with this one? everybody said this one, everybody smells like Dior Sauvage, don't buy it, it's not a good perfume. So just because it's a common one right now, it doesn't mean it's a bad fragrance. No. Practicality wise, if you're looking for something up class all year round, any purpose, and people like safe fragrances, I would not think a fragrance that sells a lot or popular is a bad thing necessarily. Not for me. I mean, unless you are really like a snob, fragrance snob, that I have to smell different from others, I have to smell like niche, I have to smell like something that stands out in public, like totally nobody's wearing that, something animalic or something, that's a different case. But in general, 85 to 90%, 95% people, they want to smell fresh, safe, and they don't want to wear a perfume where they're going to get a negative comment because you spend like $100 on a fragrance, and let's say even $50. You want it to bring you good compliments because you're wearing fragrance to smell good, right? Even if not compliments, you don't want complaints, right? So this fragrance never give me complaints. Some people say they get headache, synthetic vibe and everything. Yeah, that's there at times for some people. But Dior Sauvage, for me, it's a great fragrance. If you don't want to have a huge collection, one fragrance does everything. This is Dior Sauvage for you. So there's two sides of the story. But yes, if you don't want to, let's say, smell like your friend, colleagues, everybody's wearing Dior Sauvage in the class. So girls, let's say you want to have conversation with a girl, she'll be like, hey, you 5 friends smell the same, so I date all of you. So that could be a problem, right? But apart from that, Dior Sauvage, I mean, for everyday purpose, such a trusted buddy, you can travel with it everywhere. People in general will say you smell fantastic, or got good performance as well. So that's Dior Sauvage for you. The last one I want to talk about is this DNA. Creed's Aventus, the most loved, beloved fragrance in the community. This one has a pineapple, birch, apple, blackcurrant, like a lot of this lemony properties. Got some smoky vibe to it. Creed's Aventus, it's like one of the most hyped fragrance in the world of fragrance community. Very expensive nowadays, 100 ml. This one, 120 ml, you cannot find anymore. But Creed's Aventus, for me, okay, when I got this fragrance at first, the opening, nobody could beat this opening. I have a lot of clones. I love them. I love CD Neem, the one that I have gone through all the CD Neem Club Living Intense Man formulation, and that one is the non-alcoholic version. I had EDT, EDP, special edition, limited edition, blah blah, and many other clones. So nowadays what happens is this DNA is very popular because of, thanks to CD Neem and the other clones. Everybody seems to be able to afford it. And when you smell this, unless you are an Aventus expert, in general, people smell this DNA, they all say this is the same fragrance. If they smell lavender, I'll buy Halahramein or CD Neem or Zara Vibrant Leather, let's say Mont Blanc Explorer, now there are like tons of them. I cannot tell all of them right now. But to normal nose, general nose, people say you are wearing Aventus, okay, because it smells same. But I can differentiate because I have Aventus. I know which person is wearing Aventus, who's wearing CD Neem, okay. There's a difference definitely in the quality. But CD Neem is fantastic, longevity is good, cheap. The best part is cheaper than this by some zeros, 10 at least. So is this a fragrance then you shouldn't get? Like, if everybody's wearing CD Neem and people are thinking like, hey, I spent like $400 on a fragrance and I smell like everybody else, so Creed Aventus pass, perhaps. Maybe I should look at Viking to smell a little bit different. Exclusivity wise, yes, that's one reason you can look at other fragrances. But I'll tell you what, Aventus remains Aventus. It remains the king. This perfume, when you wear it, especially in winter time, I don't know, people like it in summertime, I like it in winter time, or winters are really good. This is a pineapple fragrance for winter. I just feel it, that birch, that the smoke, pineapple, all these things really come out alive, and it just goes away and comes back, and the feel that you get from this, you will not get this exact feel from any of the clones, I can tell you that much. So this Aventus DNA I want to talk about. Is this the whole thing, the DNA, if it's too common, is a bad thing? Yes and no, okay. Yes, big reason. If you say I don't want to smell like everybody else, then you dismiss, that's understood. But good things are, apparently, like this fragrance that I showed you, Sauvage or something, it sells a lot. I'll tell you, just like what I was telling, it sells a lot, okay, successful. Second thing is got good performance. If this has good performance, people can smell you. Third thing is it covers a lot of your purpose, gym, office, work, dating. You meet someone, you go to a party and stuff. If you cannot find a fragrance, Sauvage next to you, just go like 10-12 sprays. people will really, like love the smell or the aura around you, because many people do not bother to put perfume on them, or even for that matter Dior. So in that crowd you'll be really like someone. But imagine there's some real douche guys, like they go to weddings, they go like very expensive oud perfume or something very animalic, or something very skanky or very beast mode. They destroy everybody's perfumes, and then your Dior Sauvage will be like, okay, that's it, I guess I'm dead. So unless that happens, your Dior Sauvage will give you good compliments. So overall, I think the side, where it's really stronger, is that you get a lot more reasons to get a safe perfume, known DNA. You can go safe. If you're a safe person, you don't want to risk too much. If you don't want to go to shopping mall, worry too much, just see a review, and fragrance that sell well, I think you should go with them, because consensus is, Fragrantica voting, everybody, most people love it. There must be a reason, right? If a fragrance one person loves, no one else loves, high likely you can find the uniqueness in it. But if you don't get compliments, don't complain. All right, so that's the discussion I want to do today. Hopefully, what's your take on it? Do you want to smell exclusive all the time, or you don't mind some known DNA, like say 10 fragrance smells like Invictus? I find that kind of annoying nowadays, because 3 or 10, let's say 10 designer house, they make the same exact fragrance in different bottles, no twist and no performance difference, everything same. In that way, I think that's redundant, and that's very annoying too. Okay, because the companies, they see something really selling and popular, everybody makes the same thing because they wanna cash in, right? So redundancy, yes. If it's too much redundant, same exact use, I mean, I don't think there's a point to buy the same fragrance unless you are a collector and you love the bottles. Okay, do let others know what you think about this topic. A fragrance should be exclusive, or they should be known DNA, or companies, I personally believe, should make something brand new, like Dior, Chanel. They owe the fragrance lovers something brand new, for at least for guys, right? So do let others know what you think, and have a nice day. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.